Right, good morning, everyone. Took a few days off, get myself back together during this new moon, and we are back with your daily healing reading. So, this morning during meditation, I got the number 4. So, I pulled 4 cards this morning, and if you follow numerology, 4 numerology is foundation. So, the first card I got was learning, new beginnings, trust, and balance. So, the message that I got while meditating this morning and really going over the cards and then thinking about foundation is making sure you have a stable and solid foundation before you start on this new journey. And when learning came out, the things that we gather, that we research, that we collect can make that firm foundation for us. So as we getting ready to go in, I know it feel like every 5 minutes is an energy shift, is a transition, it's a tower moment, it's a death moment, and it's like, when the hell do we get a break? But this is where that learning to adapt, that learning to have that solid foundation, this is where that comes in key, because now every time you have an ascension, you have another spiritual awakening, you have an energy shift, you have a change, you have that learned growth, how to stand stable while we're going through these transitions. And then when trust and balance came out, to me, always going back to relying on your spirit guides, your ancestors, source, universe, whatever entity, deity that you work with, having a trust in yourself that you know what you're doing, but also having a trust in them that they're guiding you down the right path. They're not letting you go astray, even though it seems like every 5 minutes is a tower moment. Things have to fall down, things have to change, things have to die off. We have to go through these transitions in order for us to continue to ascend and evolve. If we don't, we're just stagnant, and it's like we die off. So finding that balance during these events that we're going through all goes back to having that stable foundation, that number 4 number. What have you learned over the past few years? What have you learned in just these past few weeks? Because from talking to everybody, it seemed like January has just been like a whirlwind of lessons already in the past few weeks, of things that have been going on, events that even happened over the weekend. It seems like with this new moon, a whole new different flood of emotions and things came in this weekend. So before we start another leg of our journey, another new beginning for some, sit down and think, journal, meditate on what have you learned that got you here, and what are you now learning that's going to be able to set your foundation for where you're about to go. What is going to help you get through this leg of the journey? What has your mentors, your spiritual teachers, and I think, matter of fact, the last video we talked about finding teachers and mental and mentors and spiritual teachers and guides, and sometimes that being our spirit guides and ancestors. But it's like all these readings are tying in now with this learning, the new beginnings, the trust, and finding balance, making sure we're not so tunnel vision on goals. And it is good to have your tunnel vision on goals, but making sure you're also taking that time out for self-care, to take those breaks. Make sure you're meditating. Make sure you're giving your body a rest. Make sure you're keeping in touch with your higher self. Make sure you're still integrating your shadow self. And I know that sounds like a whole lot, because we also have 5D work, and it's like we're doing 3D work. So it's kind of finding a balance between our 5D and our 3D to find balance here. So that is your message for today. Find your balance. But one thing I do want you guys to try, and I'm going to sit and do this today with my journal, is what have I learned? Not even looking over the past few weeks, but looking over the past few years. What did I learn that got me here? What mistakes did I make that I learned from? Because we all know success is great, but we learn more so from our mistakes and our failures. So I think that's going to be a journal. I might do that for the group as well in Learning Grounds. Is what have you learned over the past few years from your mistakes, your failures, from growth, from your tower moments, from your spiritual awakenings. What can lay your foundation? How can that knowledge of what you learned lay a good foundation for what you're getting ready to walk into next? So I hope you guys have a good day. I hope you guys journal today. I know I am, because that's a good journaling prompt today. So I'm going to sit and meditate on laying my foundation and what I've learned. So I hope you have a good day, and I will see you guys tomorrow.